When I look at this monstrosity, I don't know if I'm pushing the boundaries of disc golf or if I'm just completely losing my mind. Either way, it's a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm coming at you with another mad scientist disc golf experiment, but the difference this time is this one was subscriber recommended. So if you guys have any other crazy ideas that you'd like to see done, just leave them in the comments below. I want to give a huge shout out to Matthew Miller. Yes, I read your comment and yes, I delivered. I would like to introduce to you guys the stop sign disc. For anybody familiar with the PDGA rules, I would love to know, is this illegal? Is there a rule that says the disc has to be circular? Because I really don't know. We have a proper like 8-speed rim here. As you can see, these little octagon, these flat spots feel great for the power grip, and it feels even better for the forehand grip. You can pin your finger right up in that corner, and then your thumb has a nice flat spot to sit on. Now, I have no idea how this thing's gonna fly. It is completely board flat. I really hope it has some stability because we switched it up today. We moved to a course that's more open so we can really kind of push the distance with this thing, open the arm up a bit. It is super flexible. Something tells me it's going to be understable, but hopefully we don't just have a bunch of turn and burn throws. I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. Also, this thing is about 170. It's a proper weight for a distance driver. So I'm really excited. Let's get started. And we've made it to our first test hole with this monstrosity of a disc. We have 263 feet dead straight. There's plenty of room to kind of work a hyzer, little turnover shot, but to be honest with you guys, I'm not really aiming for a line. I'm just aiming for that way. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea if this is going to turn and burn, if it's going to be overstable, but like I mentioned, it does have that kind of 8-speed rim, so I don't think we'll have a problem reaching 260 feet unless for some reason this disc just fundamentally doesn't work. But I'm really excited to give this thing its first official test throw. Well, I'm sure that left the camera immediately. I did kind of throw it flat-ish and it just took off on a giant anhyzer. Not what I was looking for. We're gonna run this one back. I'm gonna put it on a little hyzer, see if we get a flip up, but yeah, not ideal. You know, every time I throw like an accidental, just gorgeous Annie shot like that, in the back of my head, I'm always like, why couldn't I do that when I want to do that? It's only when you're just messing around with something. It is quite frustrating. I was a little surprised by those results because this thing is so board flat, but we did get that distance. We were pin high just about 80 feet to the right of it. So I'm gonna try to put this thing on some hyzer, go for the flip up, and see if we can correct. Okay, well, we are about pin high. That had a lot of S movement. Hopefully this big tree here isn't blocking it, but it does have an interesting flight path. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of glide, maybe. I'm not sure. It gets down to the ground fast, but I don't know. It's gonna leave us a long putt. Let's see what we can do. We have left ourselves a tester putt, but really guys, that's the reason I do all of this stuff. It's simply because I wanna know if it putts. In the background, I'm creating all these mad scientist discs, but really I'm just trying to create a putter that actually works because all the ones out there seem to be broken for the most part. So hopefully we can knock this one down, probably around 40 feet for the 2. Oh. Cage hit. I mean, we'll take it. Hopefully we can knock down one decent shot for this video. Now we are going to take a bit of a jump here because I really want to see distance wise what this thing is capable of. And right here we have 300 and about 40 feet dead straight. You can go with a big hyzer. There is room for a massive forehand, but I'm just gonna try to get up the gut. I'm gonna put this thing on some serious hyzer, essentially throw it as hard as I can because I don't even know if this thing will make it that far, but I'm more than willing to find out. Oh, that thing is flippy. I threw that almost straight up and down. I mean, it was at a severe angle. It was at a severe angle, flipped up completely dead straight, looked perfect, and then turned over. But let's go see how much wait, before we do that, I actually brought this, because at Rat's Nest, we don't really get a chance to air it out, you know? So I think this is a good hole to break out old-fashioned V4. I'm pretty confident we can get this disc that far, but again, you know, something about these 3D discs, if I try to crank on it too much, it might just turn over. Oh, same thing. Huge turnover shot. I think we may have went past the basket, but crazy, neither of these discs have like stability. When you really crank on them, they are flipping. Now, to be fair, I've had plenty of drives with my normal bag land right here, so really I wouldn't call it a failure, but the thing is, this disc needed a lot of space to get this distance. I think the key might actually be to slow the arm speed down a little bit, but we do have a chance to hit another long putt. Not that we've hit one so far, but hopefully do hit a long putt. This one's probably closer to 50 feet. Oh my, it's just not gonna give it to us today, is it? It's just not gonna, I can just feel it already. It's not happening. I will say, the original modified disc did go past the basket pretty much in the wood line, so that thing definitely has some potential. So my current thoughts right now, maybe, hear me out, maybe there's a reason that discs are circular and not octagons. Also, not recommended for your go-to roller. You know what I'm saying? Both of those things are completely true, but we did it anyway. Real quick, just a little added bonus. We did make our way to an open field, and we're just gonna give each one of these discs a rip. I did grab my rangefinder. After we throw them, we will laser back to our little satchel bag here. I'm really curious about this. I don't have high expectations. Neither one of these discs seem to have a lot of glide to them. You'll feel like you get a good rip and then it just kind of dead ducks out of the sky. Now, for this one, I want to set a goal of about 330. 330 for the octagon disc. And V4, I want to push to like 350. I want to try to get about 350 with this. I'd always struggle with super bendy, you know, gummy discs. When you really kind of try to snap, you can feel them move like in your follow through, and it's always kind of messed with me, but those are our two goals. Let's see what we get. Up first, the octagon. It's a great flight path. I got a nice little flip up, some nice turn, nice S shape. It just doesn't go very far. Like they get out of the air so quickly. I think we probably hit our goal with that one. That was a pretty good shot, but now hopefully we can push it a bit with V4. Yeah, I don't know. I pushed the height, you know, to try to give it room, and they just plop out of the air. So they both made it about 320 to 330, and for the octagon disc, I think that's kind of like peak. I think that's about as far as I'm gonna get that thing. I know I can push V4 a lot longer, but for some reason, they just don't go far. I don't know what it is. They just don't really have any glide. You get a good line, like I mentioned, they just drop out of the air. I don't know, that's above my pay grade. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Remember guys, if you are enjoying these wacky disc golf videos, trying to create the most ridiculous bag we can think of, you can support me by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, leave a comment, and also remember guys, in the description I have my website with used disc, merch, and more. I greatly appreciate it. A big goal that I want to do is as I continue to make these monstrosities, I'm going to build an entire bag. And then I want to go around to random people at random courses all over the place and challenge them to a bag swap. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. I think it would be a great idea. You guys let me know what your opinions on it are. And for our next test, of course, we have to take it to the woods. And this is not an easy hole to pick up. It's about 300 feet, dead straight. We have that tree kind of just right in the middle of everything going across the fairway. And if you end up on the right, you're in a swamp. pretty hard to find the disc. Usually I go with a kind of a flip up mid-range hex, maybe the Crow, but a flippy fairway driver is not a bad idea either. So I'm gonna try to slow the arm speed down a little bit, hopefully get it to maintain that flip up and not overturn. Oh, too much of a hyzer. Man, it's a finicky disc. I am not gonna lie, it's a finicky disc. It's gonna take some getting used to. I went so extreme on that thinking it would flip up. I don't know, I kind of want to try that again. You know, in these situations, I get a little frustrated with myself because I know I can play better, and then I look down and I'm throwing an octagon. You know, like, am I really gonna put expectations on that? But I have a good feeling on this one. I'm just gonna raise that hyzer a little bit, not go so dramatic with it, hopefully get that flip up. That is within 2 feet of where it landed the first time. Literally, within 2 feet of it. Here we are, not great, but we are gonna go for a little flick shot here. Like I mentioned, it feels perfect in the hand for this little flick shot. Now, I'm not great at them, but we're gonna give it a run. Maybe something cool will happen. Not even close. Not even close. Naturally, we do have to end on an ace run. We have 197 feet dead straight. I have played this hole hundreds of times and I've never aced it. It definitely bothers me a little bit, but it is kind of a tunnel shot, not your standard just 200-foot hyzer shot. But up first, we are gonna go with the stop sign disc. And it's gone. That thing is, it's so touchy. You throw it even remotely flat and it just likes to turn. If you commit to the flip, it's hard to get it to hold that flip up. You know what I mean? It just doesn't, it either wants to immediately crash or as soon as it turns, it just takes off. It's quite difficult, but we are gonna run V4. I'm gonna go vents just a quarter open, just a little bit open, take away some of the glide. Hopefully we can make something cool happen. Oh, that was much closer. We did get the nice flip up with that disc, but it did hyzer out pretty quickly. And that wraps up today's video on the octagon disc. And like I mentioned in the beginning, guys, if you want to see any other crazy things, crazy shapes, maybe a triangle, who knows what's coming next, but leave them in the comments. I read everything, and if I can try to make it happen, and if it will be entertaining, I would love to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.